Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Let me get this popping up on here. Right there. Let's do this. Copy. I don't do this often, boy, but kind of in the mood to talk for a short period of time, then I got to bounce. I have things to do. But let's go ahead and get started, man. First of all, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'll leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Man, look, big weekend of boxing coming up, man. So I'm going to just dive right into it, man. This Bivol-Beterbiev fight, let me just say this, man. Bivol and Beterbiev, that's a 50-50 fight. 50-50 fight, man. But if you ask me who I think is going to win, I'm just going to tell you, right? I'm going to make some predictions here. And whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Keep up the great content watching from Ghana, Lance Curve. Man, thank you so much for the feedback. I appreciate it, man. I'm assuming you're a subscriber to the channel. I appreciate the support. More videos to come, all right? Thank you so much. Now, let's put things in perspective. Bivol and Beterbiev. I see people are back and forth on who's going to win this fight. People still going back and forth over who won the first fight. But for me, I thought Beterbiev won. I think he wins the rematch. Now, this is the issue that I have with Bivol. And I want to make sure I make this abundantly clear. Dmitry Bivol is an animal. Dmitry Bivol is a monster. So I want to make sure I say that. If you watch him, he does everything perfectly. He does everything flawlessly. He is a complete fighter. You know what? And I'm going to even say this. And y'all may try to sit here, and poke me in the eyeball. Floyd Mayweather, he was a complete fighter, wasn't he? Very dominant fighter. Bivol is that. He's the same. Now, some people are going to sit and say, oh, you're wrong. Okay, how about this? Controlling the distance, controlling range in the ring. Floyd did it. Bivol does it. How about speed? Floyd had speed. Bivol had speed. Underrated power. Floyd's power was underrated. Bivol's power was underrated. Using their legs to get in, get out of danger. Floyd had that. Bivol has that. Combination punching when they have to do it. Floyd does it. Bivol does it. So don't come out here. What's up, Sean? He says, what's good, Hood Champion? Man, everything's good, man. I appreciate you coming on to the live. I got about an hour, then I'm going to bounce. I'm going to try to get to a whole lot for y'all. And you guys keep the comments coming. I'll try to get to as many comments as possible. So don't come out here trying to downplay Dmitry Bivol. But the problem with this, right? Floyd faced a lot of outstanding competition, great fighters. Floyd was just able to up it in a fight. What I mean by up it is when you got two guys who are evenly matched, skill for skill, power for power, speed for speed, right? Chin for chin. What ends up happening is there's one fighter who's able to up it. And Floyd was able to up it. Bivol has been able to up it too. But when he gets in there with Bivol, when he gets in there with Beterbiev, he's not going to be able to up it. I'm telling you, because if anyone's able to up it in a fight, it's going to be Beterbiev. And we saw it in the first fight. Beterbiev was able to up it. Now, the way he was able to do that, and what's up, Stay Wet? He says, boxers are always going to get criticized. Fighters will be praised. I agree with you 100%. That's why I'm saying, for me, Beterbiev is going to be able to up it in this fight the way he did in the first fight. Now, by upping it, he wasn't necessarily throwing hard shots every time. He would throw a couple hard shots, then he would sit there and just keep working, where Bivol felt that power, and he didn't want any problems with that. That's why Bivol's punch output was reduced in some rounds, and Beterbiev just kept working. But going into this rematch, I think the mistake Bivol's going to make is Bivol is saying he's going to punch even more, throw even more shots, and he's going to fight Beterbiev, and I just think that's a mistake. You box the fighter, and you fight the boxer. Bivol is planning to fight the fighter, and he's looking to throw more punches. So that right there is a double whammy. You're going to get in there against a guy who's a freak of nature, although he's older now, right? You got to understand, because Father Time's undefeated, but Beterbiev is going strong. You're going to try to outfight the fighter, Beterbiev? Y'all see the size of that man's fist? That's a mistake. So I think he gets caught in an exchange because he hits hard, Bivol does, but not hard enough, I think, to tranquilize Beterbiev. Beterbiev hits very hard enough to tranquilize anyone. And I think that's where Bivol's going to make his mistake, trying to go and fight fire with fire. Then by throwing in abundance of punches, trying to double his output. There were some rounds where Bivol threw like up to 60 punches. Now he gonna try to double that? How you gonna throw 100, 120 punches around? What tablet did he take in training camp or is he planning to take? That's like, y'all ever play Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, and they get a power up and shit, and they start all that music and they start driving through and knocking all the cars off the course? What power up is Bivol, what has he come across, is he going to take that's going to give him the energy and ability from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round to throw 100 punches around? Who is he, Zapata? He ain't 135 pounds. So how the hell is he going to throw 100 punches around? And even if he's able to do that, he's just going to create openings and allow a person like Beterbiev to touch him up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just crazy. Sean says, we're close to seeing Virgil get exposed again against Majumov. Yeah, I'm about to talk about that right now. I do think Beterbiev has Bivol's number. I think he does too. I agree with you, Alex. What's up, Afro Jam? Only thing is Bivol doesn't turn up a notch to KO opponents. He's gotten used to not needing against lesser opponents. Absolutely, I agree with you. And Stay What is agreeing with me. Now, so that's where I think the mistake is going to happen. Bivol, I think the fact that his wife was out here praising Beterbiev for beating Bivol, I think Bivol isn't just looking at the fact that he lost. He's also looking at the fact that his wife, he doesn't want her to be proved right again. And, you know, when you start letting them women, you know, interfere with your psychology, shit don't work out well. So I think the fact that his wife was lauding Beterbiev for, you know, getting the win, I think Bivol's like, nah, this isn't for me necessary. This is to shut my ex-wife up. And I don't think he's going to work out that way. So that being said, I got Beterbiev beating Bivol because I think Bivol is going to try to do too much and get hit with some shit. The other thing people are forgetting is Beterbiev was injured and getting over an injury before he went into that fight with Bivol. So let's just be fair to both combatants, right? That's a fact what I'm telling you. So if Beterbiev was getting over an injury and now he's 100% healthy, that's just going to be a problem for Bivol. But I'm telling you, Bivol, it's a 50-50 fight, but I just think Beterbiev gets him. Do you think Benavidez can beat Beterbiev and Bivol if it happens? What's up, Don't Hate? I don't think Benavidez can beat Bivol. I don't think he can beat Beterbiev. I think Benavidez is a guy who's an outstanding fighter. He's going to come straight forward. Benavidez does do little subtle things, able to combination punch. He does have a little slight head movement. It's just so subtle that you almost don't recognize it. But he's able to throw so many punches in combination. But the problem is you got to be able to get to the person. Now, we start talking about being able to cut the ring off and stuff like that. No one was able to really effectively cut the ring off against Mayweather. And I think with Bivol, with his footwork and everything, I think it's damn near impossible for someone to really cut the ring off against him. Once he feels his back hit the ropes like he did when he fought Beterbiev, Bivol reacted. He immediately slides out laterally, gets underneath you, steps into you, grabs you, turns you. So he does everything that's necessary to counteract someone who's effectively cutting the ring off. So with Benavidez, I don't think he's going to be able to cut the ring off the way he needs to get a guy like Bivol to remain stationary so Benavidez can open up his offense. I just don't think so. I mean, one of the best fighters who cuts the ring off today is Canelo. And yeah, Canelo was smaller than Bivol, but forget that. He's great at cutting the ring off, and he totally failed because Bivol can punch from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round. So I think Bivol beats Beterbiev pretty easily. Now, with beats Benavidez. Now, Beterbiev and Benavidez, I think Benavidez is going to sit there and try to get in a firefight with Beterbiev because that's what David likes. He likes to scrap, right? But he going to get in there and get hit with them goddamn Russian bing-bings, and he going to end up getting knocked out, and his dad going to jump in the ring and throw the towel in and pick David up off the canvas. Benavidez is a big boy. He got some power. He's got speed. He's got a lot of grit. And he's got the will to win. But I look at how he got hurt when David Morrell caught him with that right hook. He short-circuited him for a second. And I'm telling you, if he's going to sit there and think he can stand in front of Beterbiev and allow Beterbiev to hit him with one of them goddamn Russian sledgehammer-type shots, it ain't going to work out well. So, no, I don't think David Benavidez can beat Bivol. I don't think he can beat Beterbiev. I think the sweet spot for him was being kind of a weight bully, a very talented weight bully at 168 and doing the business. At 175, I just think I don't think he'll ever become undisputed at 175. Even though the best fighter doesn't win, it's the boxer who fights the best on that night. I don't think Beterbiev can get the job done because he's not going to be able to trap and slow down Bivol to hit him. And he likes to get in a firefight. He will get in a firefight with Beterbiev, and he's going to get tranquilized. Pretty simple, man. Bivol better clinch Bivol is going to need to clinch, Sean. You're 100% correct. Samson and Delilah. I agree with you, Stay Wet. The Russian Bing Bings, hell yeah, hit him with those Bing Bings. Beterbiev, what's up, Rob? Beterbiev looks super relaxed going into this fight. Bivol looks stressed out to me. Yeah, let me tell you something, man. We all adults here. I'm 49. I'm sure some of y'all between 20 and my age, right? We've all had dealings with females. You know, I'm married, but before my wife, I was first name single, last name mingle. Plenty of women. Yo, man, a woman can make you miserable. And I think that's what's happened with Bivol. I think his wife, who knows what shit's going on in his personal life, but I think she's making him miserable. And that's why he looks all over the place. Because one, he doesn't want to lose, but two, he doesn't want her to be right again, to sit there and throw that shit in his face. So we'll see. I'm gonna talk about Schofield. Let me talk about this thing about Madrimov and what's his name? He's fighting Ortiz. Let me give you a 2-minute talk on that. I don't have nothing else to say. I think Madrimov is gonna knock out Ortiz, and the reason why, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, right? I'm gonna be as succinct as possible. Ortiz and rhabdomyolysis. That's it, man. There's nothing else to talk about. Ortiz at 147. Your people were poking me in the eye. Oh, man, you're not supporting the black man. Because I said Ortiz, I think at 147, after he fought Mean Machine, I said, damn, that Ortiz may beat Terrence Crawford. Oh, my God. They came for me. It's like, what? I don't give a shit about nobody's race. I'm talking about boxing. I felt, and I'm not kidding, at 147, the Virgil Ortiz that fought and beat Mean Machine, I said, that animal would probably beat Crawford because that Ortiz was something else. But he got sick with myellosis, people. Twice he got sick with myellosis, rhabdomyolysis. You know what I mean? That shit took a pound of flesh out of him. You look at his 2 fights at 154, the first 2, around each. Joke knockouts, man. That shit was a joke. They hooked him up. Secret society in full effect. Then he comes and fights Bohachuk. I don't see how anyone felt Virgil Ortiz beat Bohachuk. Okay, Bohachuk to me handled his business. I don't know what anyone else saw. I thought Bohachuk, it was a one-sided beatdown. Ortiz had spots, but I don't think he did enough to convincingly sustain his offense to the point to where anyone would score that fight for him. But secret society's in full effect. He's with Golden Boy, and he got the win. I just think now when he gets in there with Madrimov, people gonna learn that Madrimov ain't no joke. And this shit about Madrimov's a joke. He barely has any fights. He beat Bud. Bud lost to a tomato can. Now Virgil Ortiz is going to show you how it's done. Hey, yo, hold your horses. And let's not take it to the stupid. I like Virgil Ortiz. I like Madrimov. I like Bohachuk. I like Crawford. I just don't think Ortiz is going to beat Madrimov. That's just my opinion. Sean, the Schofield situation is crazy. Yeah, that whole thing with Schofield that's going on with him and Shakir. First, I want to say, I really hope that young man is all right. Cutting weight is what I think was the issue. You cutting weight, man, you're dehydrating, man. Your organs will start shutting down. You got to be smart. And then, the time change, trying to acclimate. Who knows what else was going on, man. But I'm going to tell you from a guy I was cutting weight one time. I was fighting at 160. And I had a hard spar. And anyway, I started to feel like my brain was bouncing off of my skull. That shit hurt. And I would just lay down, and my boy, he was air crew and life support. That was his job. He was like, you need to go to the hospital and get an IV or just drink gallons of water. He's like, you're dehydrated. And that shit, it helped me get better, but it wasn't enough because I had to fight within 24 hours. And I couldn't fight the next day. And we were on the bus riding up to the fight. And on the way, I was in Korea. We were going across a bumpy road. And it felt like my damn head was going to explode. So I hope he's okay, but I don't think it's anything more than that. I think he's just dehydrated. But this shit about being poisoned and spies in the camp, Eddie Hearn's ready to sue him. Shakur Stevenson's ready to sue him. The people talk about Devin Haney suing, and he's a cornball. Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hearn will sue you. But he said he wants an apology. And then Eddie Hearn said, you know what? He said, fuck him. So Eddie Hearn's like, I may not sue you, but you better apologize, or it could get ugly in here. But ultimately, I think it's all crazy. I really do think it's crazy that Shakur Stevenson predicted they were going to pull out the fight, kind of like Devin Haney's little brother predicted Ryan Garcia was going to test positive for PEDS. I mean, how does that happen? You know what I'm saying? Allah told me Ryan's going to test positive. Okay, did Allah tell you Schofield's going to pull out the fight, little man, since you got the goddamn crystal ball over there? But anyway, that's what I see, how I see it. But I don't think Schofield's going to get a big payday anytime soon. I think this was an opportunity. I'm hearing he's going to make $1 million. Somebody said $4 million. So let's just shoot for the sweet spot, about 2.5. Whatever his salary is going to be, I just think he ain't going to make that no time soon, because to go over there and whatever happened, to not be professional enough to handle that weight cut, which is what I think it is, that just shows you that they weren't serious, or they weren't ready for this opportunity. So that whole situation is crazy, but hopefully he gets better and he can, he's only 21, so he's got some time to get his shit together. Afro Jam says the sport is psychological, no doubt. 80% won before you get in the ring. Bivol's had things on his mind. Beterbiev was still in recovery from a knee injury. The fight should be better than the first. Okay, outstanding point, Afro Jam. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Don't Hate says, what's your pound for pound list? Have you made a video about it? Nah, but I can do it. I just got to have time, man. Unlike most of these cats, I'm retired, so I got all the time in the world, but I have 4 sons. All my sons are in sports, all in academics. My youngest is 7, next one is 10, other one's 12, other one's 14. So I'm busy, man. So during the morning, I work out, I do videos, and then after that, I'm busy with my kids. So I will try to make a pound for pound list, okay? I will try to do that. But just off the top of the head, real quick, a couple of guys who will be on my list: Inoue, Bam Rodriguez, and I would have them up there pretty high. But I had to sit back, man, and do a proper deep dive to put together a list that accurately reflects what I see and what I think, not just rattling off the top of my head. Wilson said, I think Madrimov's going to beat Ortiz. Ortiz has no defense. Madrimov is going to tranquilize him. And the shot he's going to hit him with, it's not going to come straight. It's going to come over the top. You watch what Ortiz, his chin is down, his hands are up, and he's coming at you. Full steam ahead, man. But you know what's all exposed? All of this top part of his head. You watch Madrimov throw a looping overhand right, and it's going to hit Ortiz on the top of the head, throw off his equilibrium. He's going to start dancing salsa in the ring, and then Madrimov is going to finish his ass off. You watch. Okay, now y'all can say, hey, you're wrong. Look, we're just having a conversation. I don't have a crystal ball, but I think that's what's going to happen. What's up, Skyler? He says, Hood, I was in camp with Shane Mosley when he was preparing for Margarito. He was going through some shit with his wife, and it inspired him to be a monster. Well, there you go. It could go, the pendulum could shift left or right. It could go one way or the other. So you're right. Everybody's going to use that as motivation. It's going to use it as motivation, or it's going to be a detractor. So you're 100% right, Skyler, that it could work to his benefit. You're right. Stay wet. Doesn't matter the color of the gloves, is how you throw them. I agree with you 100%, man. No doubt about that. Even if Ortiz were to win, Ortiz is full for 54. I don't pick Ortiz to beat Conwell or Murtazaliev either. Let me tell you something. That damn Murtazaliev, Crawford can say what he wants. Crawford don't want no parts of Murtazaliev. And I know the Crawford fans are like, oh, Crawford beats everybody. Look, Crawford, what's he about to be, 38? Crawford's already accepted in his mind the biggest fights possible, the biggest money possible. He's not looking to move down the ladder. He's looking to move up the ladder. He ain't looking to reverse. And he's not even looking for lateral accomplishments. He's looking to keep climbing up that ladder. So fighting Canelo, there's after Canelo, what's there for Crawford? Fight who? Jamel Charlo? Fight Murtazaliev? Fight Tim Tszyu? Fight Lubin? What? Fight Ortiz? Fight Boots Ennis? What's next for Terence Crawford? What? Fight Alexander Usyk? I mean, that's the only thing he can do after fighting Canelo. So I think if he does beat Canelo, which there's anything can happen, right? He can beat him. Then I think he does a rematch, and then he's done. But even if he loses, I think Crawford's done personally. I think he'd get his money. He's already set with all of his wise investments. I don't think he does nothing. But Ortiz at 154, I don't think Ortiz beats anybody else. He won't beat Murtazaliev. Madrimov, he's gonna lose. I just don't think he beats him. But he may be able to beat a guy like Lubin. But even Fundora, I think, will get him because Fundora is showing that he's starting to be smart and stay behind his jab, and he's getting ready to return to the ring. Him and Keith Thurman will be interesting. But we got to see how Keith Thurman looks when he fights down there in Australia and see if Keith Thurman still has a little bit of one time or is it, time over. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to find out. But Ortiz, I don't see him becoming undisputed at 154. I just think there's too many killers who are healthy killers who are melting down at 154 who really should be much bigger than that, who will give him hell. But one thing about Ortiz, he's going to fight. He's going to fight, man. Win, lose, draw, you're going to have to kill that dude. He's not going to just get in there and quit. Would you put Canelo pound for pound number one if he beats Beterbiev or Bivol? If Canelo were to beat Beterbiev or Bivol, yeah, I probably would. I just don't think he can. But if he did that, that should be amazing to me. First, if he comes and he beats Skull, becomes undisputed again, right? So he's undisputed and he fights Crawford. He just brushes Crawford off if that happens. So you don't really get much credit for that. But you go and you beat Beterbiev or Bivol, you get a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit for that. Those are just, to me, like, it's like trying to make the impossible possible. That's like Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. You going out there trying to fight those guys, and if he can do it, I think he needs to be. And it's also going to show that he's turning back the hand of time for someone who started boxing at age 15 professionally. That's crazy. To come now at this point in his career and still getting busy, beating these monsters in their prime, and they can say Beterbiev's not in his prime. He's still in his prime somehow. I don't know what concoction he's drinking over there, but he's still in his prime at 40. So, yeah, you'd have to give Canelo credit. What's up? What's up, Quan? How you doing? Looking forward to Dubois Parker. I'm about to talk about that right now. I predicted a Dubois by kill, but I could be wrong. Parker's a skilled fighter. Okay, I disagree with Murtaza like food for TC. Well, I know you like Crawford. I'm gonna talk about Dubois. Let me get through these couple comments. I don't understand why these Eastern Europeans are so hyped. Any fighter that pops up, they say the guy will beat TC. Because them dudes can fight, and because the size of Murtazaliev and everything, and they're tough. But Crawford's a bad boy. I think Crawford's mentally checked out, and I don't think he'll have the motivation, kind of like Boots fighting fighting Shikadzian twice. I don't think he can get himself up for the fight, which I think could be detrimental to Terence Crawford. So he should just leave Murtazaliev alone. Plus, Murtazaliev can fight. You got to remember, Murtazaliev was out there sparring and getting his ass kicked years ago by Mean Machine and those guys to get himself up to speed. And now you look at him now. There's a reason why Murtazaliev, nobody calls him out. You know that. Nobody calls out Murtazaliev. Every other name at 154 gets mentioned. No one says shit about Murtazaliev, and there's a reason for that. Steve, does Skull have a chance against Canelo? Yeah, I give Skull a chance. He's Cuban. He can box. If he can get in there and do what Lara did against Canelo, when they were both younger, but be more active, he has a chance. It doesn't mean he's going to win, but, the boxing fans will know who won that fight. You know what I'm saying? Rob Bay says, Tank versus Inoue is a real mega fight. I think so, too. I'm gonna talk about that, but let me get on that Dubois. Yeah, I would like to see Tank versus Inoue. I don't think anybody beating Inoue at 126, 130 maybe. 126 got a couple killers, but 122, 120, Inoue is just a problem. Crawford's resume is weak. Everybody, I hear a lot of people diss it. Crawford has a good resume, man. I don't know why everybody always dissing his resume. Where would you put Crawford if he beats Canelo if this happens this year? You got to put him up there, man. You got to put Crawford way up there if he beats Canelo. He's already considered, a pound for pound great, probably number one. But if he beats Canelo, he deserves all the credit in the world. Start off at 135, bubbled himself up to 168, jumped from 154 to 168, coming off of almost a year of inactivity to go fight Canelo. It's a lot going into this fight. You know what I'm saying? People are not even talking about Crawford and the inactivity. Yeah, he's working. He's still working. He's still training. But he's basically coming off of inactivity to go up and fight Canelo. You know what I'm saying? An additional 2 weight divisions. And he never really settled into 154. So if he can get up there and upset the apple cart, Terence Crawford deserves all the praise in the world. No doubt about that. Now, I'm going to talk about Dubois and Parker. Parker been hit by Zhang, AJ, White, Wilder, Joyce. I don't think Parker would be scared of Dubois. I don't think he's scared of Dubois. But this is the thing when it comes to Dubois and Parker. I think Dubois, like Bruce Leroy, he had the glow into the last dragon when he was fighting Shonuff and shit. I think Dubois got the glow. I don't know what Don Charles has done with him, but people need to look at them last 3 fights of Dubois. He had to make a decision when he was fighting Big Baby Miller. Quit or push through the adversity, up it, and get the victory. He did, and he stopped him. When he fought Hrgovic, he had to make a decision. I can sit here and quit, or I can push through it and get the win. And he did fight a little dirty. Dubois, you watch him. He'll throw elbows. He'll headbutt you. He'll fight dirty. But, hey, it's not a tickling contest, right? So, you can't expect him to come in there and try to kiss somebody in the goddamn cheek. He's going to do what he has to do to win, and he was able to get Hrgovic out of there. Then when he fought AJ, I thought AJ would get him, but that's not how it worked. But if you watch Dubois, I've been telling people this. He has underrated speed, underrated footwork. He has underrated defense. You watch when he throws his shots, he will keep his arms out and use his long arms to deflect the shots coming from his opponent. He uses that to actually disrupt their offense. Dubois has really evolved, and he has all the momentum, and this man walks around 24/7 smelling blood. And I think for Parker's going to have some problems because I think he's going to be on the back foot most of that fight. I think Dubois knocks him out at some point. But what I will say is this. The secret is out. Everyone who doubted Daniel Dubois, they're not doubting him no more. So if maybe somebody felt like, I don't need to run this extra mile, I don't need to do this extra round of sparring, fuck that. I can eat a little bit of candy. I have a little cheat day. They're not doing that no more because the secret's out, the cat's out the bag. They're not taking Daniel Dubois lightly. Parker, he didn't expect Dubois to beat Miller, to beat Hrgovic or AJ, and Dubois sparked them all. So Parker's like, holy shit, what did I get myself into? So they know what they're up against. So I think Parker and Andy Lee can put together a good game plan. I just don't think you can stop somebody like Dubois right now. And for Parker to say he's gonna beat him so bad that Dubois, he's gonna turn him back into the fighter he was, a quitter. Man, hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. I don't see that happen. I think from the first second of the round, I think Parker's gonna say to himself, "Holy shit." Even if he tries to counter him, and I don't think he outspeeds him. Y'all sleeping on Dubois' power. Y'all see how fast he's looking right now when he's training? I'm telling you, I think he blitz him. I give it 4 rounds. Dubois knocks him out. He may knock him out in the first round. Now, Zhang had Parker all over the place. 4 rounds, then Zhang gas. Dubois not going to gas. What's Parker going to do? You know what I'm saying? What's he going to do when Dubois is just coming at him and you can't discourage or slow down or hurt this man? And he fights physical and dirty. I just think Parker is going to lose. I think he's going to be busted up. He's going to be bruised up. He's going to be bleeding. And he's going to sit there in that fight and just he's going to end up complaining, saying that he fought dirty. You watch. He's going to say he fought dirty. You watch. He's going to lose. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong because Parker's a special fighter. Parker did stand up to the power of Zhang and then come back and get the victory. He did beat Wilder, but that shit doesn't count. Okay? So the bottom line is Joseph Parker is a special fighter. He's outstanding. I just don't think he can up it against a guy who smells blood, and that's Daniel Dubois. No doubt about that. Hood, who wins, Dubois or Prime Riddick Bowe? This Dubois or Riddick Bowe? I think this Dubois would win. But a Prime Riddick Bowe would fight him. But, this Dubois is just ridiculous, man. He's just vicious. Yeah, it's true. Murtaza's name remains unspoken. Yeah, nobody says his name. Man, I'd be like, I'm an ass hood champ, this and that when he live. But when you live, I forget everything I wanted your opinion on. All good, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to start writing stuff down. Yeah, you got to do it, man. It's like being a rapper or a singer. You got all these great lyrics in your head, and then you forget half of the good shit that you've come up with. It don't even get spoken because you didn't write it down. So I got to do the same thing. I'm the same way, man. What about Dubois versus Bacoli? It depends if Bacoli has a chin. If Bacoli can stand up, because that's a good point. Dubois and Bacoli, that's the ultimate mashup, crash up right there. Dubois and Bacoli is what you get is mash up, crash up. Now, Dubois, I think his family's from the Caribbean. Bacoli's from Africa. Bottom line, there's going to be some black on black crime. Dillian White says maximum violence. That shit's going to be maximum violence. But if Bacoli has a chin, a better chin than Dubois, that could go either way. But I'm just telling you, I have a tough time going against Dubois. And also, if they both have chins, they both have power, who has the better conditioning? And I don't know how Bacoli's conditioning is, but he seemed to be a machine, I'll tell you that. Because everyone who speaks about Bacoli, matter of fact, no one calls out Murtazalev at 154. No one calls out Bacoli at heavyweight. Because Bacoli is the sparring champion. He's been whipping everybody's ass in sparring. But I think that would be a great fight. But the fight that we're going to get if Dubois beats Parker, because Usyk said he wants it. He wants the unification. So it'll be Usyk against Dubois, the rematch. And I think Dubois beats Usyk. I do. I think he beats him. That's just me. I think he beat him in the first fight. They cheated him, but everybody has an opinion about that. I think Dubois starts Parker. Zhang hurt Parker, just didn't get the finish and gassed out. Dubois would not gas out. Yeah, he ain't going to gas out at all. Yep, Parker knows how to deal with power. Yeah, Parker's smart. Parker's not dumb. He's been doing this for a long time. And I think with the Andy Ruiz fight, the Joshua fight, the Dillian White fight, I think he's learned from all that. And I think this Parker now has a lot more of a thinker in there. But when you got a guy who's coming at you full steam ahead, who smells blood, sometimes you're thinking too much. That split second of decision-making can result of you getting tranquilized. And Dubois could put the dynamite Dubois bing-bings on him. One thing we do know is Parker doesn't have the power to hurt Triple D. I think he has the power to get his attention, but to hurt him and discourage him, I don't think so. AJ had the power. AJ hit him with one shot. The ball was his left foot was sliding around the ring like he had just stepped in a fresh pile of dog shit. Huh? I said the ball is slipping and sliding all over that ring. But while being hurt, what did he do? He showed the tremendous power he has, which Dubois may be the most powerful heavyweight right now. And he hit AJ with that counter right hand, and AJ was gone, just short-circuited him, tranquilized him. AJ was chest to canvas, ass in the air, looking weird as hell, didn't he? So yeah, do not sleep on Daniel Dubois. And Joseph Parker, I think, can box. He can move. He's got some power, but I don't. Unless he catches him with a shot he doesn't see, I don't think he knocks out Daniel Dubois at all, man. I don't think he'll stop him. He might drop him a few times, but it'll be very difficult. Yeah, I agree with you. What do you think is going to happen with Anderson? I expect him to get that Greek fighter out. What happened to Anderson's power? He can't hurt. Jared Anderson can't hurt guys no more because Jared Anderson's not locked in. Y'all saw him arguing with his corner. I don't like hitting elbows. The corner's telling you, go to the body. They want you to get this man out of here. They're giving you sound advice. You're arguing with your corner. You're frowning your face. What he was communicating non-verbally to me is a guy who didn't want to be there. So when it comes to Jared Anderson, no, I think the ship sailed. He made about $4 million as a fighter up to this point. So he's set if he is financially responsible. And I think he just needs to go on, man. If he's not going to respect his trainers, be 100% committed to the sport of boxing, he's going to get hurt. And I'd rather he just retire. He got a few million already. Just be financially responsible and chill. But he's going to have to figure something out because, unless he goes and go out there and he takes that $4 million and annuitize? I forgot what it's annuitize it. Anyway, he refinanced it at like maybe 10%, pulled $400,000 a year. He can live pretty good, but he's going to have to figure out what he's doing. I just don't think he's there 100%. I think he's gone. His confidence is gone. He never seemed to really want to be in boxing too long anyway. Brother's in prison. I don't know if he got released yet. So he's got a lot of baggage. He's going to have to unpack some of that if he's going to continue trying to perform at a high level at the heavyweight division, especially if he wants to become a heavyweight champion, which I don't think he will ever do it. That's just my opinion. I agree. I think Dubois will kill Usyk. I think Dubois will get Usyk. Dubois was robbed in the Usyk fight. Hell yeah, he was robbed. They did him wrong. Dubois can be hurt. He had a problem with temple shots. Yeah, he did get caught to the temple and went down 3 times in that fight against that guy. I think his last name began with a G. Parker can be dropped, but to KO him, you can't take any breaks. The bar doesn't go 12 rounds often enough for me to know. I mean, those are good points too. But this Dubois is a different animal. And I just think he's hitting hard. And if you hit Joseph Parker will go down. I think Dubois stop him. 4 rounds, man. I think Parker goes down 3 times and stop the fight, unless there's no 3 knockdown rule. But I think he goes down. I think it's over. But if Parker can beat Dubois, then hey, I was wrong. I just don't see it. And Andy Lee has a smart boxing brain. I just think they're underestimating Dubois because Dubois is so Sesame Street. You listen to Dubois talk. Hey, Daniel Dubois, good morning. How are you? Yeah. I'm good. How are you, mate? Dubois, so what do you think about Donald Trump becoming president? Donald Trump? What you like to eat? You over there in the UK? Y'all eating goddamn steamship round the vegetables? What you eat? UK? It's like, yo, this man is straight Sesame Street. But that's why they underestimate. They think he's dumb. He's riding on the short bus, but he's not. He's a brilliant man, brilliant boxing brain. He's been boxing since he's been about goddamn 8 years old. So it's just all coming full circle now, where everything that he's learned since he started boxing, he's starting to show it. He's got IQ, man. He's got IQ. Joseph Parker versus Cabello will be a very good boxing match. I think that would be a good match. But Cabello, I hope Zhang just gets rid of that dude. I don't like Cabello. I don't like him. I don't like watching him box. I can't stand that guy. And I never talk like that about fighters. It's just he fights dirty. And I saw with him when he fought Frank Sanchez, he was fighting like a pig. But Sanchez had something wrong with him too. But if Cabello beats Zhang, I put it this way. You say, who would you rather see as a champion, Zhang or Cabello? I'd rather see Zhang. Who would you rather see fight, Zhang or Cabello? I'd rather see Zhang. So I hope Zhang tranquilizes him. But Zhang got to be in shape because Cabello can throw like 60, 70 punches around. And that's where Zhang could have some problems. He could find himself being – because the more punches someone throws, they can paralyze you, okay? If you're throwing a lot of shots, you can paralyze your opponent. That's what Bivol has to do to Beterbiev. He's got to throw so many punches to where the person is full defense. They're froze. They're stiff like a mannequin. They're paralyzed. And that's what Cabello's going to have to do to Zhang. He may be able to pull it off. But I hope Zhang puts the Chinese bing bings on him and big bangs his ass up out that ring and hopefully out of boxing. Because I just don't like Cabello. But I do think Parker and Cabello will be a good boxing match because Cabello's not going to be able to do him like he did Makhmudov. You ain't going to hit him with body shots and the man just stand there and let you hit him to the body. You're not going to be able to come and fight Frank Sanchez and be twisting his arm and headbutting him and putting your elbow and forearm into his neck. Parker ain't going for that bullshit. So I just think Parker and Cabello will be a good fight. I just hope Cabello doesn't make it there because Zhang tranquilized him. Parker only being KO once. Very Joe Joyce after 11 rounds. Yeah, that's true. But, he's never fought Dubois. So we'll see how that goes. Brian Bull McIntyre and his team would be very good boxing trainer for Jared Anderson. Yeah, but the person got to have it in their heart and in their mind. Jared Anderson, I don't think he has a heart for the sport anymore. And one thing I'll say is Brian Bomack and his team, those guys had their stuff together, man. They really do. The way Keyshawn's looking, the way Crawford, of course, looks. The other guy they had, he ended up fighting Ortiz at a time. Forgetting his name, but everyone they work with, even when they work with Eubank Jr. for that short period of time for the rematch with the Smith boy, their guys look good, man. But you got to be committed. You got to give 100%. I just don't think Jared Anderson is there. And I would pray to God that Jared Anderson doesn't work with Roy Jones. Like, Roy Jones was an excellent fighter. All that boxing knowledge doesn't translate to developing a great fighter, man. Because the shit Roy Jones has his fighters doing, it's like fighting like a rooster. Really jumping in the ring with wide shots, jumping into the opponent with wide shots, leading with those shots and shit like that. I mean, only someone athletic and special like Roy Jones can get away with that. And maybe people are comfortable with Roy Jones because he's accommodating. He knows where they've been at. He's a great mentor. But as far as a trainer, unless he can have a little Roy Jones Jr. around the house that gets all of his genetics, then he can recreate what he was. But he just can't do it because he wasn't a guy who was a textbook type of fighter, So that shit he's trying to teach these guys, no matter how athletic they are, they can't reproduce that. So yeah, I don't know who can help Jared Anderson. But I think the first step is for him to see a psychologist because that dude, his mind ain't right. And I think it has a lot to do with his brother being in prison and however he grew up. I just think he's having a tough time break locking with that to move forward. And I wish him the best of luck, but I don't know who can help him. I know you talked about Tank versus Shakir before, but who do you have winning that fight? What Gervonta Davis and Shakir Stevenson? I think Gervonta beats him. I think he'll beat him before they get in the ring. I think Shakir Stevenson's too emotional. He can fight, but everything can't be, oh, I press this guy, I press that guy. Say it to my face when you see me. All of this Al Capone and bullshit, man, and everybody want to be a gangster and I'll run up on you and, get out of here with that bullshit. That shit is corny to me. Maybe because I'm 49 years old, I'm beyond all that dumb shit. But I just think Shakir Stevenson already lost. Because you listen to anyone, even like Andre Ward or Terrence Crawford, they can't even be truthful about who they think wins that fight between Gervonta and Shakir. They know Shakir can't beat Tank. They know that. But they'll sit there and say, Tank's got power. Tank's got skills. It'll be a good fight. But we think Shakir will just get him. He just has too much skill for Gervonta. But you watch when they say it. They'll look at the ground. They'll look to their left, to their right. They can't even say that shit with confidence. I am telling you, Gervonta Davis gets slept on because people want him to fight. Look, what's Gervonta supposed to do? He tried to fight Zepeda, right? That didn't happen. He tried to fight Lomachenko. That didn't happen. So then they went and they, got Lamont Roach, which it is what it is. But I do think next, I would like to see Gervonta fight Shakir. I would like to see him fight Keyshawn. I'm just telling you, I don't think none of those guys can mess with him. Speed for speed, they ain't faster than him. Explosiveness, they ain't as explosive as him. Punching power, they don't have the power he has as a boxer. But Tank is one of the best boxers in the world, man. He can box you, or he can just walk you down and bang you out. That Tank is a monster. It's a recipe for disaster if Shakir mess with him because you can run. What's going to happen? It'll be like Canelo against Erislandy Lara. That's what it's going to be. And and Shakir's gonna get booed. He's gonna get booed. So yeah, I don't think Shakir would last. He may last 12 rounds, but he'll get booed. And he'll sit there and people will just totally, verbally lambaste him on Twitter. They will just go at him. His feelings will get hurt and he'll be pissed off. But I don't think he stands a chance. I know Shakir and Devin Haney, I think, will be an interesting fight. But Shakir's much smaller than Devin. Devin's bubbling up to 147 now. So as Shakir's even said, he's much smaller than Keyshawn. But he said he'll fight him now. So we just had to see. But I think Shakir has too much going on upstairs, my opinion. When I listen to him talk, he's too emotional. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think Tank beats all those guys. I'm being honest with you. Anderson needs to go to the UK boxing scene or something. If he hooked up with Eddie Hearn would take care of him. He would put him in there in fights and let him just win. But Top Rank does the same thing. They'll put him in fights where he's winning, making 300, 400,000. But I don't think he'll ever get back to the point he was at. He kind of just fell off like Berlanga did. He got to 16 fights, 16 KOs. Then no longer he's starting to get hurt. The KOs weren't happening. Top Rank wanted to scale back as far as the level of competition. He didn't want that, so he went. He hit the goddamn jackpot for Canelo. Now you listen to Berlanga, he's the best thing since sliced bread. Jared Anderson, I think he needs to stay over there with Top Rank because without Top Rank, I think he has nothing. Because who would want to take a guy like that on? He's not marketable. He doesn't really want to fight. He's not positive. Why would you want to waste your time on that? So I think he's his own worst enemy and he's creating his own misery. But maybe over in the UK, he can get some fights. But I don't know. I think he has to work on himself, man. Pluto, what's up? Says, yeah, that's why Tank will always be on the top, man. We don't go through all this stuff when it's time to fight. It's time to fight. Yeah, Tank is a problem. He is a problem, man. The ball was basically KO'd against Larena. He took 3 knees for 1 punch. He didn't stop. He didn't stop him later on with punches after the bell. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, man, somebody gave me some money, huh? Here for Boxing 199. Don't take it to the stupid. Salute, OG. Yeah, no doubt, man. Hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. I really appreciate the donation, man. That actually made my day, Really did, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can't be taking it to the stupid out here at all, man. What he say? I would like to see Anderson versus Frazier Clark. Oh, that would be a good fight. If Anderson loses to him, we know he done. Oh yeah. But Frazier Clark's a big boy, man. He was actually. I thought he was going to give Wardley the business. He just got caught, but he can fight. Bronze medalist, dude can fight. Wardley just had a little more dog in him. Jared Anderson can learn from Terrence Crawford. Yeah, but again, to me, the mentality, man. Jared looked like he ready to retire. Yeah, I think so. I agree with you. Afro Jam, if his jab, you can get around his jab, he is beatable. Yep, no doubt about that. He's not that slow. Dubois is getting more used to the media. Yep, but you know one thing? Dubois' jab is something that's underrated. I'm glad you mentioned that. His jab is a problem. That shit is like getting hit with a right hand. But we're going to see what happens this weekend. He may knock Parker down from that jab. You just watch. He's going to time him. He's got long arms already, and he keeps his arms out there, kind of like Lennox Lewis. That way, when he throws that jab, it has less distance to travel. I think Dubois gets him, man. People talk crap about Dubois' dad, but I think Stan Dubois is the reason why Dubois has become who he is. Don Charles too, but his dad seems to know what he's doing and not worried about haters. Now he's all about his son. He's been with his son since he was a kid. He's the reason why his son is where he's at right now. So yeah, I don't know why they hate on his dad. His dad's a brilliant man. And plus that's the dude's dad. He loves him. Even though you got Teofimo Lopez and his crazy ass dad, but father and son, man, I think I don't have nothing to say about father and son shit. I think it should always be like that. I have 4 sons. I don't have daughters, so I like when I see the father with the son. Even though some of their fathers are kind of crazy, I like seeing the father there with the son. So I support that 100%. I mean, I support the shit that come out of some of these guys' father's mouth, but I love the father-son relationship. I don't understand why there's so much hate for Dubois in the UK. I didn't know he got hated on in the UK. Rest of the world recognize Dubois as the next guy. There's something we don't know about in the US because the UK fans normally love their guys. I just think it's just quirky personality, man. That's what I think, but I don't know. Jared Anderson doesn't like boxing. He likes the lifestyle boxing provides. It's going to be his mental battle every day. Yeah, I think you bring up a good point here for boxing about that. Still think Dubois will win. Just don't know if he'll KO him. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I think if Parker has some success, that's where he may let his guard down a bit and find himself getting caught and wondering how the hell he got on the canvas. What else is Anderson going to do? Buy $100,000 cars and jewelry? Got to keep fighting. Yep. Speaking of that jewelry, I don't know why these young guys are buying these stupid ass chains. That's the dumbest shit in the world. You listen to people, most of these entertainers now, they buy $40 fake jewelry. It look just like the real shit that you're paying $100,000, $200,000 for. It's $40, $50. And if they go somewhere and they lose it, they don't care. So I think all these young guys need to wake up and stop spending all their money on that bullshit. I respect Hergovic for going MIA. He said if he loses, he retires. So I expect to never hear from that guy again. True to your word. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't know if he's retiring, but I think he'll come back. I just know I don't think Hergovic's ever recovered from losing his dad. I think he was still grieving him. He's never been the same since he lost his dad. And I can tell you from experience, that's some rough shit. There's no pharmacy you can go to give you a tablet. You take that with some water and all of a sudden the grieving goes away. That's not how that works. I think he's still struggling from the loss of his dad. That's my opinion. But yeah, I do think if you mentally, you're not there, you should just stop doing it. It's like me when I was in the military. I got to a point mentally I wasn't there. Well, I sit there now and jeopardize the mission and bad shit start happening. You know what I'm saying? You just retire, especially if you can afford to. I'm 26 and that stuff is corny to me as well. Yeah, that's just stupid. I agree with you. I actually think Stevenson already passed his prime. I think his hands are done. That's a good point. I didn't realize his hands were that bad. Did you see the images of his hands? His hands are bad, man. Kind of remind me of the Floyd Mayweather story. What's up, Stop Motion? Glad to see you in here. Tank is just as emotional. Yeah, Tank can get a little bit cranky and emotional, man. But the one thing about Tank, when he gets in that ring, he's dialed in. And I'm not saying Shakir's not. I just think when you get the two of them together, it's got to be a winner, it's got to be a loser. And if I got to put my money on somebody, I'm going to put my money on the guy who's knocked out almost everybody. And the guy who no one is able to get shots off on him. He allows them to get their offense off which basically baits them, sets traps, and then he makes them pay. Brilliant what he did against Rolly Romero. He just basically made Rolly think, hey, you have me hurt. He backed up into the ropes. Rolly come in thinking he had an opportunity, then he just countered him. Fought Frank Martin. Frank Martin getting some offense off, Frank Martin getting comfortable, then he just started walking him down, putting them Baltimore Bing Bings on him, and then tranquilize him. So Tank is very, very intelligent. I just don't think none of those guys messing with Tank. Tank won Twitter just as much as Shaquille. Only difference is Tank deletes his posts. I get on Twitter every now and then, man, and I have seen some of the bullshit Tank posts. He like a troll. He like to mess with people. He says on IFL, Jared Anderson, what is his rematch with Martin McCall? Yeah. I mean, I would say that too. We just have to see if, Bob Arum wants to put him in there with that African monster again so he can get tranquilized. What do you think about Arnold Barbosa? I think Barbosa is I think he's a great fighter, man. He went out there and picked up a little hardware. So he just got to, stay focused and committed. I think he can give guys a whole lot of problems, but it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? He getting there with someone who's a really good boxer who can move and avoid getting hit. He could have some problems, but Arnold Barbosa can scrap. The fight that I think people are sleeping on is Ramirez against Devin Haney. People are saying Ramirez doesn't stand a chance. I think Ramirez is going to beat Devin Haney, but we'll see. I don't think Devin Haney is the same as he was before he fought Ryan Garcia. I think that Ryan Garcia fight and all the outside distractions have taken a pound of flesh out of Devin, and he's going to get in there underestimating Ramirez, and Ramirez is going to have a flashback from 2012 where he picked up I think it was a gold medal in the Olympics, and he's going to end up getting a win over Devin Haney. Plus, Ramirez working with Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia, man, when it's time to put up or shut up, he gets his fighters squared away to when they get in the ring, they put up. There's not too many Robert Garcia fighters, getting shut up in big fights. So I place a lot of value in Robert Garcia, what he does for his fighters. I think Ramirez is going to shock a lot of people what he does at Devin Haney. But anyway, if not, even if Devin Haney gets past him, Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia, I think Ryan Garcia knocks Devin Haney out cold this time. So we'll see. He says, you might even see me and my son if we make it that far. And that'll be cool, man. That'll be great. That'd be nice, man. Just keep developing him and loving him. That's the number one thing. Love that little boy, man. That's the one thing needs to be the constant in these children's lives. He said, I will still watch AJ KO Fury. Hey, Tyson Fury said he's coming back to fight AJ. I just saw that. Tyson Fury said he's going to come back or considering coming back to fight AJ. What that means is he's going to come back to fight AJ. Basic economics. No supply, high demand, expensive price point. A huge supply, low demand, low price point. So there's no Tyson Fury, so the demand for him is high. So Tyson Fury just wants to drive his value up so he can get the money he wants. Tank the best at 135 to me. I think so too. I think Tank beats everybody at 135. 140 got some killers up there, but I think Tank would do all right at 142. But 135, nobody beats Tank. What's up, Vinny? He says, what's up, everyone? God is good. No doubt. Jam, the quitters is what messed up Dubois' reputation. I agree. It's like Victor Ortiz with the Mexican audience. I agree 100%. Yeah, you can't quit, and I agree. I think that's something Dubois has not been able to recover from, and this fight should help get him over that hump now. The AJ fight did a lot for him. I think this fight definitely, especially if he tranquilizes AJ, everybody's gonna be like, okay, he's back. But there may still be a little bit of doubt. And if he goes and fights Usyk and beats Usyk, you might as well just forget about it. Quan, I think Tank is the best, but he has mental health issues. He's been brainwashed by the media, being friends with racist Ryan, and exploring feminine looks. Tank mentally is ill. I mean, I don't know, man. I know that when you grow up in them environments, you see a lot, been through a lot of different things. Some guys have PTSD. You don't just have to be someone who's gone to war and been shot at or shot somebody or seen casualties. I mean, depending on how people grow up and their experiences in life, people could be suffering from a lot of shit. Mental health illness is real, but I don't know what all is going on with them. But I do notice the little nails and the hair and the purse and the clothes. But hey, them guys can do what they want, you know. But I wouldn't necessarily want my kids doing that shit. But they can do what they want. He still needs to rematch Sean Combs. Yep. He says, I'm excited for Ortiz versus Madrimov. That's Ortiz and Madrimov. Zhang and Caballero, Ortiz, Madrimov, Bivol, Beterbiev, and there was another one. There were 4 fights on there. I was like, I want to see those. Ortiz, Madrimov. Oh, and then it was Shakir and Schofield, but now that's fallen off. So, you know, I don't really care to see Shakir fight because he's going to win. But that Ortiz and Madrimov and Zhang and Caballero, I really want to see how those fights play out. And Dubois and Parker, but that Ortiz and Madrimov is the #1 fight on there for me, man. I want to see how that plays out. Barbosa lost like 8-2 to McComb and was blatantly robbed. Golden Boy won't upload that fight and block any video that is uploaded. Yeah, I know somebody got robbed in that fight, man. That was crazy. But we know De La Hoya is shady, man. When he talks, he don't know if he wants to smile, if he wants to look serious, if he wants to look high, if he wants to cry, if he wants to laugh. De La Hoya face jump around too much for me to take that dude serious, man. And I just really think, man, there's a secret society in boxing. These dudes are all deeply involved. He says, I would still like to see Anthony Joshua versus Wilder. I thought that's the fight they were going to make once Wilder pulled out of his fight because, you know, Eddie Hearn was talking about it, but who knows what's going on because we know Deontay Wilder's not 100% either. So hopefully he can get his shit back together, man, mentally to where he can at least come out there and still make some money. But I don't know about Deontay Wilder, man. He just doesn't seem to have it all together. I feel sorry for Deontay Wilder to a certain point, man. Got kids, the woman, she gone, the stuff she said that he did to her, and you know he's losing in boxing. So personally and professionally, Wilder, from what it seems to me, he just seems to be, you know, swallowing water. So hopefully he can get his shit together. But I would like to see AJ Wilder. It'd be great if Tank became undisputed. Tank's got to want to do it, man. He's got to want to do it, but he's talking about retiring, so we'll see. Oh, that's it. Shiraz and Adamus. That's the other fight. Shiraz and Adamus. I think Shiraz knocks Adamus out. I give it 4 rounds. I think he knocks him out. People got to understand, Shiraz is coming up with 15 consecutive knockouts. 15 consecutive knockouts. Adamus has been pretty inconsistent, you know. I think everything, the stars are being lined up for Shiraz to be the next big star in boxing, at least out there in the Middle East and the UK. So hopefully Adamus comes in there, man, guns blazing, because if he fucks around, he's gonna get knocked out. If not, he's gonna lose on the scorecard. But I think he's gonna get knocked out. Those long arms of Shiraz, that power, Shiraz's confidence is through the roof. I just think Adamus loses, man. You know, they messing around with Adamus' team with the flights and coming into the country and having to stay in the airport and all kind of crap. I just think when I look at it, the stars are lining up for Shiraz to get that win. I think he uses his jab and right hand and his reach advantage and then, you know, soften him up and then explode. I think he knocks out Adamus. I need Madrimov to win for my bud agenda. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, Jordan? I appreciate the donation. My boy Jordan hit me up with a little bit of money, man. I appreciate it. Jordan says, figured I'd pop in before my work meeting. Okay, I appreciate it, man. Your best of luck to you in your work meeting. Hopefully you're enjoying your day. You had something good to eat for breakfast, and you enjoy the rest of your afternoon and the evening, man. Thank you again. Thank you so much for the donation. Oscar Diddy Hoya. Yeah, that sums it up. Oscar's very mentally ill. Yeah, Oscar's got a lot going on, man. I didn't know Oscar was so all over the place until I saw that interview where he was talking about his mom, where we all thought he loved his mom and he won the gold medal. His mother was his inspiration. Then he came out was calling his mother a B word and he hated her. And I was like, what the hell? See, you just never know what's going on in people's lives, man. You just never know what's going on in people's lives, you know. Crazy. Adamus to train with Benavidez and Diego Pacheco. Oh shit. I don't know who. I gotta look and see who the hell is gonna be his trainer for the fight. But if Adamus is out there working with those guys, then he should. You just never know, Because if he's working with Benavidez and Diego Pacheco, I mean, he should be able to handle and figure out how to get beyond the reach of a guy like Shiraz. But I didn't know he was training with Benavidez and Pacheco. That's a pretty big deal, man. For this fight, I also seen him do hard sparring with Crawford. Okay, damn, I didn't know that. I know he and Crawford had sparred before, but I didn't know for this fight. Jordan, I prayed for the dude. Yeah, for real, man. That is crazy. Anyway, that's what's that? Almost an hour. That's about an hour talking about boxing. But what I will say before I get off of here is, Keyshawn Davis is looking good. But don't come out here thinking that Keyshawn Davis, based on him getting in there and clipping Baranchek, that Keyshawn Davis is going to beat Tank Davis. Keyshawn is looking great. I want to make sure I say that. I just want to make sure that I underscore that Baranchek is not Tank Davis. Okay, so people need to just kill that noise and stop. What's up, Jose? He says the pay-per-view is $25. I'm going to buy it. Yeah, I mean, every fight on there is a main event. That's crazy. I heard people complaining, man. People still complaining. Like, you just can't make these boxing fans happy, man. But you're right. At $25, even if you have a fire stick, buy the fight. You know what I'm saying? Buy it. $25 is nothing, man, for most people. But some people a little bit different. I get it, but buy the fight. Buy the fight. It's crazy. H3RL. What's up, Hood? What's up, H3? I was trying to see 8-3. I'm trying to see if I pronounce the H, the 3, the RL, I would get a word. But I don't know. But anyway, how you doing, man? What's up, Hood Champ? I mean, it's all good, man. I'm glad to see you in here. Okay, so I think we talked about everything on that card. The only other thing now is looking at, we got Teofimo Lopez still stirring crap up. And that's really it, man. That's really it. Terrence Crawford, if Bud stayed at 154, I'd like to see him fight that Muslim dude. You were talking about Murtazaliev, I think. Murtazaliev. Jose Chavez, if Tank really retiring, he should fight Teo, then retire. I think he should fight Teo, man. I would like to see all those guys fight. I hate the fact that Teo, well, so many fighters, it's not just Teo, because these fighters say shit. If you speak Spanish, they make fun of you. If you're a black guy, they make fun of you. If you're Chinese, they make fun of you. You're from Philippines, they make fun of you. You're from UK or Russia, they make fun of you. If you're Muslim, they make fun of you. I think that shit talking just comes with the territory, but the fact that a lot of these fighters are pissed off at Teo for the watermelon jokes and the fried chicken jokes and the attack on black fighters, now all of a sudden, nobody wants to fight Teo. They want to put the money in his pocket. I think all that shit is off limits, but at the same time, if you're gonna sit there and say some shit about knocking burritos out of somebody's ass, or I'm gonna have you speak in English, you're gonna forget how to speak Spanish, and somebody throws something back at you, I think you gotta be able to take that shit and just roll with the punches. If you can't dish it, don't take it. If you can't take it, don't dish it out. But I would like to see some of these guys fight Teo. But I think deep down, Teo don't want to fight those guys. Teo doesn't want to fight them. I don't think he wants to fight those guys. Honestly, I think you look at him at 140 and how he's performed at 140. I don't think he's performed to his own expectation. I think fans recognize that Teo's not the same at 140. And I really do think if he steps in there with some of these killers, I think Teo would lose. He should, but he's working with Eddie Reynoso now. And maybe Eddie Reynoso can help him. But I'm going to tell you, Eddie Reynoso is an outstanding one-fighter trainer. He's a one-fighter trainer, man. Eddie Reynoso is strictly Canelo Alvarez. Andy Ruiz came in there. Ryan Garcia came in there. Frank Sanchez came in there. Teo brought his big nose ass in there now. And they all think that they're going to end up being Canelo. Like, there's only one Canelo. And Eddie Reynoso is a one-fighter trainer. But maybe he can take a guy like Teo, who's very athletic and very talented, and maybe he can just kind of, above and beyond the things his dad has done with him already. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't like seeing fighters change their style and the things that's made them successful. Eubank Jr. was a wonderful, come forward, menacing type fighter. got away from the way his dad trained him, trying to be a reactive type fighter. He hasn't looked that great. Daniel Jacobs was a beast in the ring. Left Andre Rozier, started trying to be a cute boxer, puncher, coochie cord. Never looked the same. You know what I'm saying? Then you saw Rolly Romero was out there with Bullet. Nobody liked Bullet, but Rolly was out here putting the bing bings on people. Then Rolly all of a sudden ends up with Salas. He's trying to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, be the Cuban Muhammad Ali and shit. And things aren't working out so well for him because he's not a reactive type fighter. So, best of luck to these guys who are out here and trying to do something that's really not them. But Teofimo Lopez, man, I don't know what happens with him and Reynoso, but I just think Reynoso's a one-fighter trainer, and that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Hood Champ, always every day your show. Always enjoy your show very much. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. All right, I got 5 more minutes and I got to bounce. Let's see what we got. Jose, if Dana White gets in the boxing, it's all over for these scared boys. I know Dana White's not going to care. He's going to make the bet. He's going to do what Turkey Al-Sheikh's doing. But he seems to have a foot in the door. I don't know when he's going to bring the other foot inside, but he's already seemed to be in there. Oh, shit. 818, what's up, champ? Peace and good morning, Hood in the room. What's up with you, man? Glad to see you in here. 11th like. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button and leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Vinny, I give Caballero a good chance against Zhang because his stamina ain't the best. Yeah, no, I agree. Zhang has a great chance because of the stamina, but I'm hoping, Caballero has a good chance because of Zhang's stamina, but I'm hoping Zhang tranquilizes him and gets Caballero up out of here, man. I just, when it comes to that guy Caballero, like I said, he's going to fight you. He's got stamina. He's going to throw a lot of punches, but he'll elbow you. He'll put his forearm and elbow in your neck. He'll put his head, he'll headbutt you. He does a lot of little dirty shit to win a fight. But I just don't like him. It's like when Prince Charles Martin became the heavyweight champion. Who the hell wanted to see Charles Martin as a heavyweight champion? Goes over to the UK and gets tranquilized by AJ. You know what I'm saying? There's some fighters you see as champions, you're just like, that person doesn't really fit the image. You know what I'm saying? And that's Caballero to me. I think Zhang, I think he would represent the belts more better. He just looks like a champion. Big, strong guy, man, bowling balls for fists, knocking people out. But if Caballero beat him, that'll be why, because he just out-staminaed him, out-conditioned him. But other than that, I can't see him doing it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's it. The last thing I think I'm going to talk about before I bounce off of here is Terrence Crawford and Canelo. Charles and his family. Yep. Terrence Crawford has freakish power, and that's what everyone keeps talking about. Canelo's stronger than Crawford, but people are sleeping on Terrence Crawford and his freakish power. I'm going to tell you, right? And I said this earlier, and I'm going to say this again. Since today's Malcolm X Day, rest in peace to the ancestor. Yep. No doubt, man. Rest in peace to Malcolm X, man. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention, man. This is what I think happens with Terrence Crawford and Canelo. If Canelo can cut that ring off and corner Terrence Crawford and then make the right reads so Terrence Crawford and have the right space to where Crawford can't escape, Crawford's going to have problems. But when you talk about a guy like Crawford, who's using lateral movement, who reacts when his back touches the ropes, who can counterpunch, fight off the back foot. He does everything right. I just think it's gonna be hard for Canelo to try to cut the ring off and keep a guy like Crawford contained. Crawford's just too smart for that. And if you focus so much on trying to cut the ring off and keep this guy where you want him, that's going to give Crawford opportunities to counter and to strike. But I understand Canelo being the favorite. I understand. Canelo to me should be the favorite. This man's been at 168 for a while now. Was undisputed at 168. About to become undisputed there again. Canelo has fought all kind of killers, man, and been out here knocking people out. Canelo can scrap. But if he can't cut that ring off on Terrence Crawford and allows Crawford to box and move, Crawford's going to box and move. Now, for those of you who are saying, oh, man, when have you ever seen Crawford just run in a fight? So I didn't say he runs in a fight. Crawford can box and move. Crawford will box and move if he has to. Crawford's not stupid, but he'll also hold his ground and try to let his shots go. You watch when he was fighting Madrimov. Crawford moved a whole lot, but he did hold his ground as well and let shots go. And he was able to hurt Madrimov, but then Madrimov was able to come right back and hit him to kind of, blunt the offense of Crawford. It had Crawford saying, shit, I can't get too reckless in here because this guy can hit, and he's able to, he's countered me a few times. But to go up against someone like Canelo, I just don't think he's going to make Canelo look like Madrimov. And what I mean is to come out there and easily win majority of the rounds. I just don't think that's going to be the case. It's going to be the ultimate chess match. And I do think we'll see Crawford move more than we've ever seen him move. I think we're going to see Crawford move more than we've ever seen him move. But if he doesn't move that much, in my opinion, it's going to be because Crawford is just too heavy. But I know he's got a great team. He's putting on the weight. Well, he's not putting on shit. Because this is the one thing people keep getting wrong. These fighters, like Crawford, going to fight at 168. Don't think he's sitting around eating potatoes and steaks and shit, taking protein shakes and shots of creatine to put on this muscle. Crawford walks around heavier than 168. So he's just scaling down and stopping 10 points north of where he would normally stop. Well, 14 pounds north of where he would normally stop, seeing that he's fighting at 154 now. So let's just get that into perspective. All right. So he's just coming down and stopping somewhere where he normally continues to descend. Now, I don't know just how Crawford's going to look at 168, if he even fights at 168. He may fight at 160. He may come in at 162. We don't know. But I'm just saying, if he comes in there at 168, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked because I just don't know how fluid you can be. Now, what I'm going to tell you is a fact. The smaller guys, the lighter guys, throw more punches because they're lighter and they're smaller. The smaller guys and lighter guys, their punches get faster between point A and point B than the heavier guys because they're lighter and faster. This shit is science. Like, this isn't Hood Champion just sitting here with the Wizards hat just coming up with bullshit. What I'm telling you is a fact. So the fact that Crawford is putting on, he's going to come in the ring. Let's just assume he's going to come in at 168. It's going to be a 14-pound weight increase on fight night for Crawford. I think his punches are not going to be as fast. And as a result, I think that can affect his performance, his offensive performance and delivery in that ring. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to come in there and all of a sudden he starts moving around slow and crazy and cumbersome like fucking George Foreman. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is don't expect him to come in there with the hand speed of Amir Khan anymore. Like, that shit is gone. He is going to be a little bit slower. But also, if Crawford comes in bigger, he comes in stronger, he comes in faster, his footwork is more impeccable than it's ever been, he's lighter on his feet even though he's heavier, you got to stop and ask how the hell he's able to do that. Let me tell y'all something. I'm 49. From June, July, from August to December last year, I started lifting weights with my 14-year-old again. Now, back before I had kids, I was benching like 385 and all that, and I was boxing. I was a strong motherfucker, right? But with my son, he's working out. And so I'm like, boom, I'll work out with you. So it took me about 3 months because muscle have memory. So anyway, I was back doing like fucking doing 135 for 10, 185 for 10, 205 for 10, 225 for 10, 245 for 3 sets of 6, then 275 for 3 sets of 3, and then I was at 295 doing 8 sets of 1 or 2, right, with no spot. And all of a sudden now my left shoulder was already injured. Now it's real fucked up. So I can't even get under 135 without crying like a little bitch, right? But that being said, when you get older, you're not supposed to get faster, stronger, lift heavier. That's not how it's supposed to work. So if Crawford is able to do that, I got to wonder what's going on with the snack program. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. I got to wonder what the hell he's been doing to just get better as he gets older. And that's been my question for every fighter. Next one, Beterbiev. How's this man getting better as he gets older? 40 years old. How you getting better as you get older? Erislandy Lara. But Lara looks normal. He doesn't do everything he used to do. Erislandy Lara he don't really move no more. He's just using his IQ and his speed, and he's got power in that left hand. But he looks how a 40-year-old fighter is supposed to look. But these other guys who are able to do shit better than when they were in their 20s and then the late 30s, you got to stop and ask the question. Anyway, Chavez says, I think Crawford will just survive and run. He'll ruin his legacy. You know what? I think you may be right about ruining his legacy if he does that, because nobody's going to want to understand the man jumped up 2 weight divisions from 154 to 168. No one's going to care. They're just going to see another Jamel Charlo type performance, and they're going to poke Crawford in the eye. And they're already poking him in the eye right now. Don't give him credit for the outstanding things he's done. So I think if that happens, I think you're right. Crawford's going to have a tough time with his supporters and his detractors. I feel Canelo's going to get hit and do a Judah dance against Bud at some point and the fight win or lose. We're going to find out, because any and everyone who's talked about Crawford, they say that Crawford can hit. They say he's strong. And they say that Canelo's going to be very surprised at how strong he is. Even Marjamov said, he said Crawford is strong. And when those guys come out there and say that, man, that means there's something special about Crawford. And we're going to find out. And I can't wait to see how that plays out, man. Kind of like with Sugar Ray Leonard when he saw Marvelous Marvin Hagler fight. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard jumped up out the crowd, was sitting there smiling. He couldn't wait to come back to the sport of boxing. And maybe Crawford and his team see something in Canelo where they're like, we want that. You know, maybe that they had the Sugar Ray Leonard moment where they're like, you know what, I ain't really thinking about it, but now I want it. Maybe there's something that they see. Crawford's on a snack program. Victor Conte is just shady to me. I just think Victor Conte is a shady character. It's the mustache, you know, the Victor Conte mustache, and how he keeps putting his nose in everybody's business out there on Twitter, and always has something to say, especially about the fighters who are working with him. I just think sometimes you got to talk less, listen more, and talk less. But the more he talks, the more that dude looks guilty as hell to me. I don't trust him. I don't trust that dude at all, period. Hold your horses. Crawford going to make him stop. My boy's name is Timothy Knox. Man, I don't know if Crawford's going to do that, but it'd be interesting. He said, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Crawford will probably quit by round 6. I can't see him quitting, but if he's getting the bing bings put on him, I can see Bomac saving him. I don't think Bomac would want to see Crawford get hurt. But I don't think Crawford's going to stand there and just allow Canelo to tee off on him. Crawford too smart, man. He'd rather, remember, Crawford is the same guy who supports Shakur Stevenson as like F the fans. This is boxing. It's not a mashup crash-up. So you hit, you don't get hit, and if it goes to decision, you do what you got to do. Don't sit in there and just take unnecessary punishment. So I don't think Crawford's going to get knocked out unless he gets hit with something he doesn't see, or if he tries to prove that he's the big man with power at 168, like Devin Haney tried to prove he's the big man with power when he fought Ryan Garcia, because at 140 he was able to hurt Regis Prograis. Devin Haney tried that shit at 135 to prove he was a big man with power when he fought Jorge Linares and almost got knocked out. So if he turns into a Devin Haney and wants to prove that he's the big man with power, he could get his ass tranquilized. But I think he's way smarter than a guy like Devin Haney. And the fight that's probably the biggest fight of his career, what is the biggest fight of his career, I don't think he's going to take it to the stupid and try to see who's got the bigger nuts, you know. H3L, sleep, diet, and working out keeps a man young. No, I agree. I do agree with that. But you shouldn't be getting faster. Like I used to run a mile and a half. I used to run a mile and a half in 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay. Then over time, it got to like 8:30, 9:16, 10:32, 12:10. It wasn't going from, you know, staying in the 7s, going down into low 7s, high 6s. Like, that's not how that worked. Right now, mile and a half, I don't even know what I run a mile and a half in. I know I'll run like 5 or 6 miles, and I'll be like over an hour, and I have my headphones on, and I just jog. But, you know, I keep moving, but I'm not running for speed. But I'm not, 160, 200, 205 pounds anymore either. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I do agree. You take care of your body take care of you. Crawford just saw the money. That's it. It's all about the money. So a lot of people agree with you, man. I think Crawford feels he can win. But I do think it's about the money first, because Crawford said it's about the money with all of his fights now. So anybody who disagrees, stop being don't allow your biasness to a fighter to blind you. Crawford is about the the dollar bill, y'all. Wu-Tang Cream. He wants the money. Cash rules everything around that guy right now. He wants to get as much money as possible before he calls it quits, because so much of that money has avoided him in boxing. And he's made good money, but he's made great investments. So Crawford is, when talks about long-term wealth, he's in a much better space than most people. I like Floyd and Canelo. They really live like rock stars. Oh, yeah, they got this shit together, man. He says, Crawford's the most boring Jose, you always have something to say about Crawford, boy, and you definitely go support Canelo. You have me cracking up, man. He ain't the most boring boxer, man. Crawford gets busy. You know, you just don't like the idea of Crawford putting the Omaha, Nebraska bing-bings on Canelo. That's all. Anyway, man, I got to jump off of here. I got to get ready. We're going to get our passports renewed. A couple of them expired, man. So I'm going to take all 4 of my sons to get their passports, because this summer we're going to be out. Probably hit Belize, Hawaii, and then later this year go back to Trinidad and chill. But he says, real talk, I don't even know where Omaha. Oh, I know you just out here with a little bit of haterade in that cup this morning. You mix some haterade with that coffee. It's all good, man. But yeah, nah, man. I appreciate everybody's comments, especially the sense of humor. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel. But I got to run. I got some things to do, man. I will try to go live every day in the morning. That's the best time for me. But, man, sometimes I don't be in the mood to do this shit because I got so much going on. But I will try to block out an hour every morning. Every morning, an hour. Hour and a half max. But if I could do an hour every day, and then maybe we get more people on here and come on. I have a phone number. You can call everything. I'll set it up. We'll do it every morning for an hour, 5 days a week at a set time, and then we'll just take it from there. But thank you so much for everyone. And Jose, appreciate it. Good show. Take care. Thank you so much. Y'all keep cool. I got to bounce. I hate to end it, but I got to bounce, man. All right. Eat something good, and I'm in the breeze.